Good morning, Love Posse. Welcome to today's conversation. Before I begin, oh boy, it is a beautiful Sunday morning in Phoenix, Arizona. I am surrounded by so much beauty, and it is my mission to remind all of you of the beauty of nature. Today's conversation: how do we live in harmony with the natural world? How do we live in harmony with the natural world? With all this beauty, with all this grace. How do we, human beings, live in harmony with the natural world? Yesterday began the summer solstice, and I thought about that, the celebration of the longest day or the shortest day of the year, depending on where you are on the planet. And I thought about, what would I say? What can I share with you to help you to remember? You see, for us to live in harmony with the natural world, we have to remember. We have to remember that the natural world was here before us. That the natural world, all the creatures and the one-leggeds and the winged ones and the two-leggeds, the bears, wow, and the creepery crawlers, that they all coexisted in harmony, right, before us. So how do we, coming in after them, how do we live in harmony with the natural world? We have to remember that God, the Creator, wanted to experience itself. And so God, the Creator, decided that to experience itself, it had to divide itself, not separate, but divide itself into different forms of itself, herself, himself, itself. So it divided itself. God divided itself into different forms in order to experience itself as God. So it divided itself in a physical human form, billions of us, to experience itself as God. It divided itself into one-leggeds, the trees, to experience itself as God. It divided itself into the creatures, the earth, right? The shrubs, the winged ones, the hummingbirds, the pigs, the dogs, the cats, the chickens, the cows, the ocean. It divided itself in order to experience itself as life. So to live in harmony with the natural world, we have to remember that the natural world is God, is us. You see, the natural world is a part of the whole that we are a part of. Without the natural world, there is no whole. Without the natural world, there is no us. Many of us take the natural world for granted. We think the earth will always be here. No, rather, we think we will always be here. Not at the rate we're going. That's just the true, right? Because we have not lived in harmony with the natural world. We have to stop the fracking. We have to stop the pollution of the oceans, of the air. We have to stop poisoning the earth with chemicals, herbicides. We have to stop bleeding the earth and raping the earth. We have to stop all of this killing for sport of animals, invading their environment and destroying it. We have to stop. Because that's not living in harmony with the natural world. We must live in harmony. You see, there's a connection. Our distorted psyches are not living in harmony with other humans, and that's because we've accepted not living in harmony with the natural world. That which we do to the natural world, to the animals, to the environment, we do to each other. We have to remember that the natural world is God experiencing itself as the natural world, as God is experiencing itself as us, human beings. We have to remember that the natural world, all of the natural world, is us in another form. Is us breathing. Is us growing, right? We multiply. The natural world multiplies. We need water. We need brother sun, right? We need rain from the clouds. That which we need, the natural world needs to grow and multiply and to be nourished. We need to be nourished. To live in harmony with the natural world, we have to understand metaphysics, quantum physics, vibration, energy. We are purely energy, simply energy, as is the natural world. When we strip away this earth garment, when we strip away the form of the natural world and its garment, their garments, energy, we have to remember. Remember, meaning coming back together as one. Whole. Member. Whole. Remember, right? We're a member. Natural world is a member. All of life are members. Parts of the whole. Parts of the divine, of God, of Allah, of Jah. Whatever your faith, right? We have to learn to live in harmony with the natural world. Because frankly, I believe the natural world will survive without us. Clearly, they were here, the natural world was here before us, but we cannot survive without the natural world. We are dependent on the natural world. We're dependent on water. We're dependent on fruits and vegetables. We're dependent on the sun and the moon. We're dependent on the stars. We're dependent on the air. We're dependent on the earth. Earth is our home. We're so dependent on the natural world. Therefore, we have to learn to live in harmony with the natural world. And so many people out there are waking up, remembering. Those are the people, the ecologists, the environmentalists, the vegetarians and the vegans, the children who remind their parents, right, that this is a living being. We can't eat this animal. It's alive. You see, those are the people remembering. They remember that the natural world is a part of God wanting to experience itself in different forms. It's a choice. It's a shift in perspective. It is opening here, the heart chakra, and connecting to all of life. You have to get there, be at that level of joy, truth, and love. All the same, joy, truth, and love. When you can get there, joy, truth, and love, you will remember. What I'm sharing with you, you already know. It's encoded on your DNA. It's in your cellular memory. You already know this. It's not something that you are learning. It's something that you know. So you only need to remember. Remember. Rejoin. Reconnect to the whole. The one member, right? God, the Creator. How do we live in harmony with the natural world? Ask yourself that question. And the answer will come. It's within. It's within. You already know the answer. Remember. Right? Join us who have remembered. Right? Nourishing and advocating for the natural world. Being a steward and a guardian of the natural world. Releasing the need to dominate over, have power over, and control over the natural world. That's how we live in harmony with the natural world. Thank you for your time. I'm so grateful. Thank you, my beloveds, the natural world, who have been here with me, supporting me, guiding me, loving me in this conversation, holding me up, giving me the strength and the courage to speak on your behalf, because I'm speaking on my behalf. Earth is our home. I want to thank all of you. Who loves you? I sure enough love you. Namaste. Namaste.